All right, so we are live, and let me pull everything up here. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am streaming live from the third floor comics in the Nitro Antique Mall, and I wanna thank Tim for allowing me to come up here and do that. Tim, as you can see, he is on the camera. He's sitting right next to me, so there may be a slight echo, but it's okay. It'll be all right. And I thought, yeah, I got my little open here. So let me play my little open. And
Yes, Bill.
oh yeah, here we go. Really old school '80s. So we're running a little behind. There was some traffic today, and obviously, if you live here, there is some traffic on the Montrose exit and the St. Albans exit. I had to unfortunately get off the Montrose exit, come all the way down through South Charleston and St. Albans. And of course, there was traffic being held up at the St. Albans Bridge. So I'm running a little bit of an hour behind. That's totally my fault. But again, I want to thank Tim, the owner of this great place, the Nitro Antique Mall. We're on the third floor. As you can see, we got all kinds of cool things behind me. Let me take a look back here. I see Batman. I see. What else we got behind us?
Oh, we got all kinds of fun stuff. We had Turtles, we got Batman, we had E.T., a Dungeon Master's Guide, piece of everything I had as a kid growing up. And, it's a good look at from here, but maybe Darth Vader, G.I. Joe, Turtles, some Batman, Legos.
Awesome. Awesome. Hey, I wanted to tell you guys again, if you haven't been here before, it is in Nitro. I got the address right here. I thought I did. Let me pull it up here. It technically it's the Nitro Antique Mall, but
Yeah.
we are on the third floor where they have comics, toys, cards, records, 40,000 back issues. That's not back pain.
Oh, that's an old number. That was from like 10 years ago. I think we're probably close to like 150 now. Keep growing, growing.
Okay, so 100,000 back issues. And again, not back pain, right?
Not. And some back pain.
All right, some back pain. But we're over here on 110 21st Street, Nitro, West Virginia, and you can come check us out. And again, if you've never been here before, it's a really great place. They got all types of great things going on. They have everything from anything that you can think of. They got it all throughout the store on the first floor and all the way up to the third floor. So um, good stuff. Come on down here, check us out. What we're going to do today is we are going to Tim and I are going to talking about WandaVision and the Winter Soldier, and we got some great giveaways. We're going to give away. Let me find it here. Let me find it. We got a Winter Soldier figure that we're going to give away, and we have a Falcon Pop figure.
I'm so glad they don't have him in that outfit on the show, though.
I like that outfit. Let me pop that up there one
You
more
like that
time.
outfit? Man,
Well, I mean, you,
no, not a fan of it.
oh, come on now. Well, you know how it is with the movies. They want to go all with the all black outfits to make it look stealth, to make it look slick, and all that. And but it's not bad. It's not bad. He kind of looks like a wrestler a little bit.
A little bit. Did you on off subject a little bit, off Falcon Winter Soldier, but still Marvel? Did you watch the Luke Cage series that Netflix put out?
No, I need to go back and watch that. I there's a lot of them on that come out before the MCU started. What was it? Luke Cage and it wasn't the New Mutants. What was the other one?
Oh, you had Daredevil, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and then the Defender storyline. It's all pretty good. Well, I was getting to the Luke Cage. Luke Cage show is great. It's really kind of tongue in cheek. There's a scene in it where, of course, they have Luke Cage dressing just as normal streetwear, and the character in the comic books always had this big gold shirt on, big headband on, and there's a scene where they actually put him into that garb for one part of it in that costume. And it's like, wow, that's a total throwback. And if you didn't read the comic book, you didn't really catch it. You just thought he looks like a
Right.
clown. And seeing that costume on him in a live action show made him look like a clown. But everyone actually after watched that read the book growing up was like, "That's it. That's totally it. That's the costume that I remember."
Well, that's the
Well,
thing.
that's kind of funny.
The a lot of the just take WandaVision, for example. There's a lot of little things that you know from the comics. And hold on just a second. I'm gonna take this off so I can hear you in real time. So there are a lot of things, like you said, that you wouldn't realize unless you were like we're really into it. You read the comics, etc. And that's kind of some of the things with WandaVision. Some of the things throughout the episodes, and we'll talk about it here in just a moment. But um, we've also going to talk about the Falcon and Winter Soldier, and a couple of things I want to talk to you about is how movies are transcending onto HBO Max. And I know that you and I talked about that a couple of weeks ago, and you forgot to give me your password so I can watch it at home. Hurts my feelings.
Hurts my feelings. I get it to you today. Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. But you got some of the movies coming to HBO Max, and of course the theaters too. There is what I think King Kong's coming to it.
King Kong starts Wednesday night on HBO Max and goes live in theaters Friday night.
The Suicide Squad, which I got to be honest with you, I didn't read into it very much. I actually thought it was a reboot, and it's actually a sequel. They just added the to the title. So
It's it looks interesting.
yeah,
Just talking to the customer about that. I don't recognize many of the characters from it, and they've really pulled from, and not just for this movie, but for a lot of the movies, they're really pulling from deep within the character catalogs, stuff that people characters that you don't normally recognize. Like I think in that squad, there's a character called Polka Dot Man who hasn't been seen in a comic book in 30, 40 years at least. So it's kind of neat the way they're pulling out really obscure characters for these shows and bringing them back to the back to light somewhat.
well, that was one of the things that you and I talked about a while back about how years ago when Marvel was do- would you say going under or just having a bad
Oh, when Carl Icahn tried to take him over.
well I'm just talking I'm just talking about when they were struggling financially and they were
That
just
was
handing out cinematic rights to stuff everywhere and
there's a good book about that. And I've read it for life. And I can't remember the name of it, but it goes over when Carl Icahn tried to do a hostile takeover of Marvel, basically. And what drew me into is I'd buy some Marvel comic stock for my 401k plan. Because at the time, Marvel Comics would, as part of your stock report, where normally it's just all figures and numbers, their stock report up to the early '80s was given out as a comic book format. And I thought, well, wouldn't that be kind of neat to have? Of course, the year I bought it is the year they quit doing that. The year after that, Marvel Comic went from $10 a share to like 50 cents a share. And when that happened, Carl Icahn moved in. He tried to do a hostile takeover of that, and he started breaking the company up and selling off in pieces and
mm,
parts. It's kind of a dry read, but it's kind of interesting on the strictly business side of it to see how Avi Arad pretty much took the company. Avi Arad made most of his money through Toy Biz and had Marvel comic characters as part of his portfolio for that. And he's able to take that business and buy out Marvel. So on the business side of it, it's pretty interesting read. If you're not into that part of it, it's kind of a dry
well
read.
the toy biz figures for me of course the big launch was what the early 90s when they had um well they brought out everybody but they started off with like the X-Men figures and things like that and I don't it's toy biz is no more are they
I don't think they are. I think they kind of just faded away.
yeah
I'm kind of confused. I keep looking at Melvin when I'm talking, and on the camera, I'm looking away from Melvin when I'm talking. So I might have to talk to the other Walker when I'm talking to Melvin.
well the reason what he's talking about is we're literally sitting side by side of each other so when he's talking to me he's well both of us are doing it but it's okay we're turning away from the camera and actually looking so I'm
Yeah.
looking on the screen, I'm looking to, I guess that would be my right. I don't know, but yeah. So I'm looking at him when I'm talking, but it's okay. It's okay.
It's throwing me off. So I'm watching the camera. I'm watching here. I'm kind
So
of.
let me tell you about the giveaway because I've thought about this, how we're going to do this, and I actually got somebody watching from YouTube, so thank you. We appreciate that. What we're going to do is we're going. All you got to do to enter to win the figures is to go. Just type. You can type Falcon or you can type Winter Soldier, whichever one it is that you want, the Falcon or the Winter Soldier figure. And what we'll do is afterwards is we'll do a fair and random drawing, and we'll give it away. If you if you live here locally, we want you to come on down to the Nitro Antique Mall and pick up the figure that we're going to give it to you. If you don't live here locally, then what we can do is I can get a hold of you, reach out to you, and get your address, and we'll mail it to you. Is what we'll do. So winner for everybody, a winner for everybody. So does that sound good to you?
Sounds great to me. I kind of went off on a tangent, the whole Carl Icahn thing. You're trying to bring up something else about movies like that.
It's okay. You're
Sorry
good.
about
No,
that.
you're good. You're good.
Where were you going with that?
With well, no, with the where I was going with that was you're talking about Luke Cage and how he looked different and things like that. So, and you were talking about bringing out the little to known characters,
Yeah.
and when when all these movies come out, when they make these movies, obviously the big ones are Spider-Man and X-Men. And of course, if you don't know by now, the thing with Spider-Man is that it's not the cinematic rights to it anyway aren't owned by Marvel Comics, they are owned by Sony. So, and of course, Marvel and Sony came to agreement to allow Spider-Man to be a part of the MCU. What happens is that you have these characters that were little to known characters, very small on the radar scale, and Marvel was able to go and make series out of these small characters, and so that's what happened with like Luke Cage and some other characters that have come out. So
Yeah. Iron Fist and Luke Cage. They weren't really the top tier Marvel characters. They're probably the B movies or even the C movies tier. They're able to pull those little known characters out, actually make it a well known character that's recognized by everybody now. Yeah.
and that's good that these other characters come out because you can only push X-Men, you can only push Spider-Man, you can only push the Avengers so much to where you just get kind of bored with it. And fortunately, we've got new characters added all the time now, thanks to the MCU and Disney. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Hey guys, once again, I am at the third floor comics at the Nitro Antique Mall, and Tim corrected me. It is over 100,000 back issues.
That's a really old
A
card.
100,000 back issues. If you love comics, if you love toys, come on down to the shop. Check the place out. Tim's a great guy. He's got always got great deals going on here in the store. But we can go ahead and jump on over to WandaVision. I kind of wanted to get your take on what you thought of it, and but the biggest thing was what I wanted you to talk about was out of the gate from the first episode. Me personally, I kind of well, I'll let you tell me how you feel about the first episode of WandaVision.
I had heard through the Facebook pages and through the YouTube channels I watch. I'd heard that it was going to have a really different take or different startup for it. So I wasn't really surprised by the 50s, why these were, if you haven't seen it yet, hope we don't spoil anything for it, but I wasn't really surprised by the take on a different decade for every episode, but it's a really fresh outlook to something. Yeah. I love the Marvel movies, but they have a certain formula to them too. They're almost like a buddy cop movie. All of them are. So seeing WandaVision take a completely fresh new take on that, I really enjoyed it. So yeah, ties are
Yeah.
there.
The 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 first episode, really the first two episodes for me, and this is what I tell anyone that hasn't watched it. The first two episodes, you're kind of sitting there and you're kind of going, okay,
Got your head a little bit. Then
Yeah, yeah,
what's
this
going
has
on?
got to pick up because to be honest with you, the first episode was kind of boring. The second one picked up steam a little bit, and it wasn't until the third episode to where you kind of said, "Okay, I'm on board. I'm on board." But it almost lost me after the first episode. I almost threw in the towel.
I think the comments I was reading on some of the comic book groups online, there were a large portion of people were definitely, oh, I'm out. I'm out. This isn't what I signed up for. This isn't what I wanted, and I'm out. And there's more people there saying, they haven't failed us yet, so stick it out, see what happens. I love that episode. Stick it out, see how it plays out, and hold on for it because it's got to get better. Now, from the standpoint of someone that retails vintage back issues, every episode was fantastic. 'Cause every episode, you had a whole new Easter egg or character development that created a whole new want list for old back issues and stuff. Like sorry,
It's okay.
um, everyone knows about the White Vision at the end of it. You know, 6 months ago, that book was probably a $10 book. It was in you can find it in dollar piles as a ever like that. It just wasn't an inexpensive book. And as soon as they introduced the White Vision to the show, it went to a $45 book, to a $100 book, to a $150 book almost overnight. So the good thing about watching WandaVision roll out was versus like a movie. Movie, there's the hype going into it. Never kind of speculates on that hype. So when the movie hits, it's like one big bubble. The fun thing about watching WandaVision roll out with the comic book market was every week there's a new hot book that everyone was looking for. Because they pick up on little Easter eggs or drawings or wording or a new character that was introduced, and as soon as that happened, Friday night or Friday morning, by Friday evening, there's a new hot book. And I'm really excited to see how Falcon and Winter Soldier plays that same market. Because every week you're getting a new character introduced or a new event happening that you could reference back to an older book that's just been sitting there for a while.
The That's the thing that I always try to tell people about the just the show itself is that actually give me 1 second. I need to plug in. I don't believe that's on.
Seriously,
Yeah, some technical difficulties.
that pressure.
To it. We're gonna have some technical difficulties here. There we go. All right, so we're all juiced up. Not like Barry Bonds, but we're all juiced up. No, that's that's one of the things that I always try to tell people about. Just take the Avengers movies for example. People who aren't necessarily big fans of the comics and things like that, they watch it because they're intrigued by it, but they only want to watch the Avengers movies. And I try to tell people, you got to go and watch Iron Man 2. Oh, you gotta go and watch Ant-Man, and you have to watch all these other movies because the biggest thing is character development. That is the biggest thing. It's just like Wanda, for example. If you don't watch The Age of Ultron, which everybody slams the Age of Ultron, I didn't think it was bad.
Works. I tried to watch what was that show? So I can't remember the name of it.
Golden Girls.
No, it's on Netflix, stuff like that now. It's set in England, and they're all dressed up and everything.
Oh, the one with I gotta say there. I say this non-sarcastically. The one with Elliot Page, Ellen Page. The Umbrella Academy.
No, not that show. I like that
Oh.
show. What was this one? Hit me later. I don't know what
But
name
the
it was.
main thing though is character development.
Outlander. Have you watched Outlander?
No, I've seen Highlander. I haven't seen
That'd be a good show. Outlander versus
Outlander
Highlander would be
versus
great.
Highlander. Maybe throwing Kevin Sorbo and Hercules in it. Again, going back to character development, just take Monica Rambeau, for example.
Mhm.
If you didn't watch Captain Marvel, you're not
Yeah.
going to know who she is. You're not going to know where she came from. You're not going to know what she's about. Just her alone, when you watch WandaVision, it sets up for the second Captain Marvel, possibly the second Doctor Strange.
It sets up to possibly a new Earthbound Captain Marvel, and maybe them losing the Brie version of Captain Marvel. That movie, although the fans liked it, I think there's a lot of people that did not like the first Captain Marvel movie. Now, and this is just a personal thought. I think maybe they're setting up for her to be a distant character that's only brought in every now and then, and for her to be the new Captain Marvel, as in the comic books happens somewhat.
Brie Larson as
Brie Olsen, I know her name.
Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. She how should I put it?
You weren't a fan?
How should I put it? Yeah, I can't tell you what they're saying in the back. I can't.
I liked her as Captain Marvel.
I thought she was a little. Would gummy be an okay word? Is gummy okay with you back there? I mean, it was kind of. She. I tell you, I thought she did good. However, it kind of reminded me. It was like literally visually, and in a goober sense of Marsha Brady.
Now I can see.
She has a striking resemblance to Marsha Brady and Ben Stiller's wife. I don't know what her real name is, but
the thing about Captain Marvel that really impressed me the most was that was the first movie that we were able to take our daughter to. First Marvel movie that she really seemed to enjoy, and she really latched onto a strong female character. I mean, she did. She goes, "Oh, look, it's not Superman. It's not Batman. It's not something like that. There's a woman, a grown woman that she can see as a powerful character, and she loved it. Now I can't get her to watch it since then, but she watched it in the theater and just absolutely loved it.
Well, here's the thing with being Captain America, Captain Marvel, and Brie playing Captain Marvel. When you watch Captain Marvel, you don't. Okay, I'll put it to you like this: when you watch Gal Gadot play Wonder Woman, you always have that sense that she can whoop everybody in the room. Brie Larson, not so much as Captain Marvel. It was.
You didn't buy her as a character.
No, I didn't. I mean, it was. I just didn't buy it. I mean, it's. I don't know. I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe they'll kind of phase her out and focus more on Monica Rambeau.
I think they will. I think Monica Rambeau is a more likable Captain Marvel.
Well, see, another thing too with having character development from other movies. Just this picture right here. Just this picture alone. You got Ant-Man, you got Thor.
From each show? Yeah.
Just this picture alone. You got Ant-Man and Thor. And if you didn't watch those movies or pay attention to those movies outside of Thor himself, you wouldn't realize that. Of course, this is the girl from 40-Year-Old Virgin and that god awful show. What was the show where her and the blonde girl were making money, and it was just tasteless humor.
Sounds like it's right up my alley.
you
Wasn't Two Girls at Pizza Place, was it?
no, it was what was the show they were saving money for? The Two Broke Girls. Two Broke Girls. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
Say it's full of
Yeah.
tasteless humor. I'll just definitely put that on my short list.
It has the what's the name of the black dude from the original SNL season?
Garrett
I believe
Morrison.
that's he's on it.
Still
Yeah,
alive?
he's still kicking. He was on that show for a few years. Yeah, he's still
Wow.
kicking. And
He might be the only cast member still alive. Chevy Chase looks like he's getting ready to keel over at any moment.
was Murray an original?
No. Yes. Murray,
Aykroyd,
Aykroyd, Dakota
Chase.
Radner, Garrett Morrison, Chevy Chase, John Belushi.
What was the blonde lady's name? Okay,
Jane Curtin. Chef Janie Slut. I said that to an employee one time here, thinking because that's the era I grew up in, watching a lot of Saturday Night Live, and I said that to the young lady that was working for me. We were joking around. I said, "Shut up, you slut," and because I'm thinking that's a live show I watched years ago. I didn't put today's connotations to what was going through my mind, and she got really.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
It was in her resignation letter.
Yeah, I'm sure. Thank God that you weren't part of corporate America.
Yeah,
Cheryl from Human Resources would have been down here quick, fast, in a hurry. They would have.
Hi, Sherry Lacey.
They would have had you in a room and have you cornered. They would. It would have been bad.
I just don't, sometimes I don't really put two and two together like that. I say things before I really think it through.
Like I said, thank God you're not corporate America. Hey guys, don't forget we are going to give away a Falcon. Let me pull it up here again on the screen. A Falcon action figure there. The pops are huge. I didn't realize the pops were huge until I came in here.
Oh,
Did
really?
not know that.
We have a small selection. They are really, really huge. Now the Winter Soldier toy, that's out of the Marvel Select line. Those are pretty cool. 6.5 inches, fully posable.
It's very nice.
Lots of accessories.
It's very nice. Guys, all you got to do to enter yourself in to win the figures here is just put in the comment section which one you want. And if you want the Falcon, just put Falcon. If you want the Winter Soldier, put Winter Soldier. We'll go back afterwards and go back and do a raffle. And then we'll message the winner. We'll announce the winners and get them to you. If you live here locally, you can always come down to the store and pick it up yourself. Or if you don't live in the area, we can mail it out to you. No problem whatsoever. So speaking of the I know something I forgot about WandaVision. One thing I forgot, and I had her pulled up here a minute ago. The moment that she came onto the show, I immediately knew that she was going to be something big. She's one of these actresses, and I have to forgive me because I can't remember her name, but she's one of these actresses. She's so funny. She can do any type of role. You've seen what's the movie with Jason Sudeikis and Jennifer Aniston? We're the Millers. She was the wife to the guy from yes, she was the wife. She kept trying to stick the tampon.
Spider
Yeah.
Bridgerton was the show I was trying to think of the other day. I mean, just not the other day, just a little bit ago. The show, Bridgerton. Have you watched that?
No.
You should watch that. No, you absolutely love that.
See, I need a person to just lay me out a list of shows to watch because I get home every night and I crawl in the bed and I put it on History Channel and I watch reruns of Ancient Aliens. I guess I'm preparing myself for the probing that's coming someday.
You just start watching it.
Yeah, I have to. Matter of fact, remind me before I leave. I'm gonna write it down, and I'm gonna put it in my phone, in my grocery list. Seriously, next Bridgerton.
You'll love
it. Okay. But she, no, I thought the moment that I seen her, I said, "Oh, something big is going to happen." Let me see what the comment in here. one of my favorite actresses, but can't remember her name. Yeah, right there. I'm right there with you. I have to look that up here in just a second.
Like her in WandaVision. I mean, you knew she's gonna be somebody. Then and her the character that she is, I'm not really familiar with her at all from Marvel Comics. I've
Agatha.
not read.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Agatha. I thought she was pretty badass playing that character, and she's so um she can just do anything. She can make you laugh. I mean, she had great humor to the character. I mean, I thought it was great.
I like to see her. I'd like to see them bring her back in some aspect into the MCU
Yeah,
thing.
and of course, what we were all waiting for was the actual Scarlet Witch
Yeah,
costume. Yeah,
sure.
the actual Scarlet Witch costume.
We got that like the Halloween episode,
Right.
the old school
Yeah, that was
Scarlet
straight from
Witch.
the comic books. Yeah.
Yeah.
What one thing I wanted to ask you, what did you think about what did you think about the kids?
Kids, ah, they were enjoyable. They were enjoyable part of the show. And I know in the comics that they exist in comics at some point, but I'm not that well read on the Scarlet Witch's Vision storyline to really tell you what where on them. Yeah, they were interesting.
Yeah, how they their powers were similar to of course they don't call him Quicksilver, but this was
What did you think about that?
in the beginning I thought that they were actually going to add him in the universe. And of course in the end he wasn't actually, but
I think a lot of people were hoping that they were going to use him being there as some sort of segue to pulling
the X-Men. Yeah.
the X-Men from that universe over to the MCU universe in some way. And that was just kind of like delivering hope for, here's this one. Somehow they're going to do a time warp or a warpage between realities and pull those guys over here.
If they do it, nothing against Ian McKellen and nothing against Patrick Stewart, love him to death. If they do it, please do it with the younger,
First
the
class.
first class, because that's that's what they should have done from the beginning, or what they should have done was just not tie any of it together and just completely just start over.
Some talk that's going on the third floor here with customers is that given Marvel probably won't pull in the classic X-Men. I don't think when they finally pull mutants over to the MCU, it's going to be X. They've got the mutant line now, but it's not going to be the ones that we're used to. It's going to be the obscure ones that we haven't seen in quite a while. Going back to our conversation about Marvel pulling out obscure characters, I think that's me and a few customers think that's what's going to happen. They're not going to pull in Cyclops, Jean, and Wolverine. I mean, they've been done, and tried and done again. They're going to pull in, Psylocke or Cypher or some characters that we haven't seen in the MCU, haven't seen on Universal side
Right.
much at
Well, I
all.
mean, if they here's the tough thing with the X-Men, putting them on screen. At least in my opinion, anyway. The tough thing is this: you want to push the popular characters, but when you do that, you lose other people that have read it and followed it for a long time, if not since day one. You rob them of original characters. Like for example, the original X-Men had just regular straight up angel, no archangel, just regular straight up angel. Beast yeah, he was human, he wasn't blue.
And Banshee,
Yeah, you had Banshee. You had of course she was called Marvel Girl, Jean Grey. Yeah, she was called Marvel Girl. So I think Iceman was there too, wasn't he? Yeah, Iceman.
he looked more like a mad snowman.
Yeah. So I mean you kind of rob people who grew up on that of the originals, because you knew that when they were bringing X-Men out that there was no way they weren't going to have Wolverine be a part of it.
I got to think Wolverine wasn't an original X Men. He didn't come around until 71, 70.
He didn't come
There.
around until the originals had left
Yeah.
and they formed X Factor, if I remember correctly.
Originals had left in issue 94, so I started bringing them in. And Giant Size X Men was actually the first appearance of the conventional X Men team that everyone thinks, when you
Like
think
you,
of
you
X Men, you think
they brought in Storm and
Crawler and
Nightcrawler,
Storm.
Storm, and Wolverine, and then the rest of them went to form X Factor. Yeah,
Yeah. I think Marvel's done proved that they can take obscure characters and put them in the MCU and make a hit out of it. I mean, like the Guardians of the Galaxy. That's never been a big film, big comic book ever. And and of course the MCU lineup for it wasn't anything like the original comic book lineup at all. So I mean, Marvel they've turned Guardians of the Galaxy into one of the cornerstones of the MCU now. So I think they could pull any mutant team out. They're gonna make it work. Then they'll start sliding in Professor X. We're gonna start sliding in Wolverine. Or you're going to get I think instead of getting a full blown Wolverine, you're going to get a little side story or a glimpse on a wall or some sort of Easter egg back in the
well,
background
hopefully it's
at first.
better
So
than Wolverine's X-Men Origins. Not the X-Men Origin, but the second one. The second one.
when Deadpool shows up at the end of it, he's like that combination of everybody.
No,
Not the
not
sun
that
show.
one. Not that one. It was the one where he goes to Japan. The
You like that one? Silver Samurai?
it was kind of it was a little long. It was a little I thought it was kind of dry. I liked the chick though. I liked the lady that was what was she spitting, like acid or something like that. Yeah, I thought she was pretty badass, but
Better than Man Thing. Did you ever watch it? You watch Man
no,
Thing? No.
I don't know if that's Skinner. Is that Skinner Mask or is that like actual?
No, dude, that's a Marvel film. It went straight to
Okay,
sci-fi. It was that bad. Oh, it's horrible.
yeah, I didn't know if that was like some late night Gilbert Gottfried type of stuff. about the man thing.
Movie Man Thing. It's horrible. It is
Yeah, I
horrible.
mean, yeah, I don't even know what to do with that. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do with that, but yeah, the man thing. I what I wanted to ask you too before we kick it into the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, what became of him?
He's off. He's coming back. They're going to bring him back in some form or fashion. They didn't kill him off for a reason. Flew off. He'll probably become a version of Voltron again,
This is
or a good version of Voltron or something.
this is what confused me. What confused me was when they were in the room and the Wanda's version of Vision puts everything he knew inside of the White Vision, and they kind of stood there for a minute. I thought the two of them merged into one because when Vision burst out of the house, to me, I could be mistaken, what he was wearing looked different than what he had on when he entered the house.
You got to think Vision, or even the kids for that matter, every 9% of people in that town, well, not 9%, but Vision and the kids were all pretty much formulations of Wanda's
Right.
magic. Right. They didn't really exist in any way, shape, or form other than through Wanda's magic. So for him to combine into this White Vision here, which is actually a physical being, what would they have done?
I don't know.
I mean, if it's just been Wanda's memories or Wanda's conjecture into a living being, I mean, Marvel would have figured something out, I guess.
Well,
But I
I
mean,
thought it was downloaded into his head. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I thought it was downloaded into. I thought they actually merged into one, but I get what you're saying about Vision inside the town was her imagination come to life. So I'm guessing that the White Vision, we still see him.
I think he'll come back in some form. I think he'll come back as some sort of different version of Ultron. Ultron in the comics, he's never gone. He's always there. He always pops up again. Ultron 1, Ultron 2, Ultron 8, whatever. But it's a character they can never seem to kill off. He's coming back in some different form. I think, like in the movies, they killed him off. I think he's going to exist somewhere else and probably come back as part of the White Vision. Just speculation.
Well, I mean, because you I take right now, the internet was running through Ultron.
Yeah.
Or, I'm sorry, James Spader. Um, the internet was running through the black. But if you Wanda comes and bless her heart, her horrible accent.
It kind of comes and goes.
Yeah. Which they made fun of, by the way. I thought that was pretty funny. When she rips out Ultron's heart and then crushes it. But the internet is still there. I mean, it's kind of like not like in a Jesus way, but wouldn't the internet be a spirit, is what I'm saying.
Makes as much sense as anything else does. I mean, each one of those characters as Ultron, he's living within the internet, he's living within electronics, he's living within anything, living within technology. He's always going to be part of our technology. He's embedded into it. Yeah, I mean, it can come back in any source.
I can see that happening. I honestly could. They you see at the end of the last episode of WandaVision where she's sitting in the room and she's looking at the book, the Doctor Strange book. Yeah, I'm assuming that she's going to be in the next Doctor Strange.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, I'm assuming that. I'm waiting for them to take him to the next level. Everybody's saying that he's going to be part of the third Spider-Man, and
that's another character. He wasn't a top tier Marvel character. He was like a B or C tier character. They've turned into a cornerstone of the Marvel.
I mean, you knew who he was, but it's you said he wasn't. He was, just a B player, a C player, and you knew without a doubt who he was. And now he's huge. He's absolutely a big part. Well, I mean, the whole end of Infinity War and Endgame is Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
absolutely. The another thing that came out on Disney Plus, obviously, is the Falcon and Winter Soldier. Yeah, let me pull this up here. I had another cool picture up. I don't know what I did with it. Let me see if I can pull it up here. I'm not sure.
Dave Shamblin.
We'll put that one up here. I had a better one up there. So the Falcon and Winter Soldier on Disney Plus. I don't even know how much it is now because they keep raising everything $1.
I don't know. We bought one and we shared it with like 10 people. So much that when you log on, you have so many people so many different accounts lined up, and ours actually says Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself.
Wow.
Just send your screenshot of
that. The Falcon and Winter Soldier is now 2 episodes in. Is it 2 or is it 3? Is it 2?
2 and 2 and 3. Third one would be this week.
2 episodes in, and of course it's on Disney Plus. First episode, both episodes I thought were great. The first one, spoiler, we're gonna, no offense, but spoiler alert, you should have watched it by now. The first one, I thought the beginning of it was great. It kind of reminded me of Civil War, like the beginning of it, or even the Age of Ultron. And you have Falcon and you have Bucky Barnes, kind of out there on their own. Bucky's dealing with
Bucky Barnes, or is it
that's
Nitro?
right. That's right. Yeah, he said he could play a young Luke.
Have you seen the pictures of side by side? Yeah. Little tangent. Have you seen the side by
I didn't
sides of them?
I have to when we get done.
It's uncanny.
Speaking of Star Wars, I'd read this a few weeks ago that Tom Holland actually auditioned for the part of Finn. Yeah,
Really?
and he didn't get it
Yeah.
because he said during the audition that there was a lady doing scenes with him, and the lady was being a droid, and Tom Holland said that the lady was making droid sounds, and he kept laughing in the audition. So yeah, Tom Holland actually auditioned for the role of Finn in the new Star Wars movies, and so I guess in a good way, luckily he didn't make it because he probably wouldn't have been able to do Spider-Man.
It's like the guy that played Daredevil in the MCU. I can't remember what his name is. He auditioned for the role of young Han Solo
Oh,
and didn't get it because he got into the well, he'd been doing Daredevil for a while. He got into that habit of not looking directly at someone when speaking to him. He's always looking
okay,
off.
because he's blind. Yeah.
Yeah, he got to have to play a blind character, and he said he didn't audition well because he was in that mode. He didn't get the role. That's one reason he thinks he didn't get the role for Han Solo.
He actually he might think that he really is Matt Murdock. It's possible. It's possible. You know, these
Some
people,
character acting to the nth degree.
yeah, these people play these characters and they start to lose it a little bit.
What do you think about Falcon and Winter Soldier?
I think it's great. I was kind of skeptical when they showed at the end of the first episode when they showed Captain America, and I was kind of like,
They set him up to be an unlikable character.
yeah, yeah.
We were talking about that in the story a little bit today. John, what is the guy's name?
Kurt Russell's son.
Is that Kurt Russell's son?
Yes, Captain.
It really
Yeah,
is.
the new. Well, should we call him new? I guess the new Captain America is Kurt Russell's son.
Jesse and I were just talking about it, how much he looked like Kurt Russell.
Yeah, it is. It is in fact Kurt Russell's son.
I mean, but that picture right there, I mean, it's not a flattering picture.
No,
I mean, and we think they did that on purpose to make him look. We think he did that.
goobers.
They want everyone to think he looks goofy
Yeah,
or sinister or evil or not quite on the up and up.
he looks like he has gas real bad and he's holding it in. And he's like, it's that first date. You know, you don't want to fart in front of her, and you're like, man, I need to get in the car so I can let this out. That's what that face looks like. But yeah, that is honestly, yeah, that is Kurt Russell's son. Yeah, I think I think his name is Wyatt. Wyatt Russell, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But no, I thought it was good. I thought in the beginning I really didn't know what they were going to do as far as him playing this new Captain America. I didn't know if it was going to be one of those things where he was just this goofy dude, but you know, in fact, which we were talking at work yesterday, we think that he and the other guy might be on the juice.
He definitely appears to have more than just normal strength.
Yeah,
I mean, they say he's not in the book, in the comics. He's not. He's just he's a man, normal man in comics. But nothing, just like in Vision, Scarlet Witch, as the episodes have rolled out, the corresponding books are shooting up too. His first appearance went from a $10 book to a $50 book
wow.
overnight. It's kind of crazy. But Lloyd,
It's like we were talking yesterday. It's kind of weird how he jumps on the train and actually puts up a fight versus the yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking, okay. In the beginning, when he's in the locker room, I think it was when he was in the locker room pumping himself up to go out there as Captain America. I think that's when he talked about how he in the interview he was doing how he's not superhuman, but how he tested stronger physically and all this other stuff. And but I think he's on the juice. I think him and the other guy are on the juice. And it's just funny. It's just funny how they can show up and hang with super soldiers, and Bucky gets his ass handed to him.
Falcon gets his ass.
Yeah.
Bucky does. Falcon. It makes kind of sense because he doesn't have any kind of superhuman strength. He's got the wings and training, experience. And that's the extent of it. Bucky, who has the training, experience, and super serum. So how does he get his ass basically handed to him by nobody?
Well, not to mention that he's got as he repeatedly says, a vibranium uh, arm. Yeah,
But yet, let's he's trying to just follow rule number 2.
that's right.
Don't hurt
No,
anybody.
I thought that was kind of cool the way that they had repeatedly said how they pardoned him from all the murders, and I like the fact that he's trying to put that behind him.
What I like is, and they did it on Visions Scarlet Witch as well, but you see more of it in this is, after everyone returns back from the snap, where their lives are. Just like when Falcon and his sister trying to get that bank loan.
Yeah,
He's like, "Well, you haven't had any income for 5 years." He's like, I've been gone I've been not here, I've been physically removed from this area." And you think, how would that play out in reality? In Spider-Man, all the kids just go back to school the next day like nothing happened.
mm,
But in these MCU films, it's really touching on the fact that lives went on while theirs were in hiatus, and they just returned out of nowhere. Where does that put everybody at?
it kind of reminds me of a show. Man, it was several years ago. It was on Fox. It was called I think it was called Resurrection, and it had Omar. What's the Omar? I think it was Omar Epps. He was like he wasn't a cop. I think he was FBI. And it starts out they find the little boy that had supposedly died like 10 years ago or something like that, or I think it was decades, as a matter of fact, because the parents were old by then. And the little boy has got to adjust to the life now, and he's been gone all this time. And it does make you kind of wonder how if that were real, how people would adjust to that, how they would be accepted. And what had me laughing is with the Falcon, and how when they were sitting in the bank, and the guy was like, I know you from somewhere, and somebody football player, basketball player, like that. And he kept going, I'm the Falcon, I'm the Falcon. Yeah. And that was pretty funny. I think it was good to see how he feels. It seems as if he feels that he's not on the same level of of importance and recognition as the other Avengers that actually had superpowers, or even Tony being a
They touch on that when they go to visit the other
yeah, yeah.
but that argument out in the street, and the cops pull up. They're immediately on Sam.
No idea who he is.
Oh yeah, they don't. They're immediately on him.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then Bucky, like, "Oh, is he harassing you?" Then Bucky's one gets arrested, which I think was just funny as shit.
Yeah, yeah. That
Yeah, but yeah, it shows that he's not the most recognizable Avenger.
mhm.
He's got in.
Yeah, and I think that bothers him.
Yeah,
It really, I think it really
I
bothers
think
him.
that's why he didn't take. I think that's why he didn't take the shield. Captain America wanted him to be Captain America. I think it never really touches as to why he didn't take it.
Mhm.
He said he didn't. But I think that's partly he has maybe a lack of confidence in himself, or people don't see him as that Avenger. He doesn't see himself as that Avenger.
I would
I would
say that it's what you said just now. I think one is the lack of confidence, and two, I think that he probably feels that he wouldn't be accepted as on the same level that Steve Rogers was as Captain America. Plus, it kind of touches on a little the racial side of it too. There's a possibility, are they going to accept me being a black guy
Mhm.
as Captain America? And those things do come up, with comics and switching roles and genders and races and things like that. Just like Captain America being not Captain America, but Captain Marvel being a female and everything. So those things do come up, and um, but when they went and what was funny was, like you said, they swarmed him, and then a few minutes later, gosh, Bucky, we're really sorry. We hate to do this, but there's a warrant out for your arrest. I'm really sorry. I don't want to do this. And the whole time, they're rolling up on Sam like he just stole a candy bar or something. So that was very eye opening, and I thought that was kind of cool how they put real life.
I like how they slid that
Yeah,
in there.
yeah, and I liked how they talked about. Had me laughing when he said, "What do you think? You're the you spend a little time in Wakanda. You're the White Panther."
White
He's like, "Well, I am the White Wolf." He's like, "What?" I thought that was cool. I think that this show, there's what is there 6 episodes or 5?
six.
I think this has the potential to be on the same level as a straight up movie. I mean, because it's essentially what it is. It's a movie just broken down into parts.
I think originally it was slated to be the first one released. Then it was supposed to be WandaVision, then Loki. And I don't know why I don't remember why they switched places on this one in WandaVision. I mean, like I said, I like the fact that WandaVision was a kind of a breath of fresh air. It's a completely different way to tell a
Mhm.
story. And this is more like the Falcon and Winter Soldier is more like a straight up MCU film. Right? I mean, it's like
Yeah,
they just broke it down in 6 pieces and go. I think Loki. That's when they're going to bring in all the teeny bopper out because girls like Tom Hiddleston or Hiddleston or
his
whatever his
his
name
accent.
is. Yeah, I guess. And I think that's going to pull up the younger generation back into this pretty hard.
You you get yourself an accent and throw on that green Loki suit, and I'm gonna tell you, you walk out in the street and everybody's just gonna stop and stare. Is what it is.
My current physique, a Loki suit would be not be a good fit.
Right.
Maybe pro kind of suit.
Yeah.
He's getting pretty big these days. You seen him lately?
No, I haven't seen Russell Crowe in a
Yeah.
while.
He doesn't look like a gladiator anymore. He looks like
You mean big like oh
fat,
like
like me.
oh well, I mean, I didn't know if you meant big as in like colossal or big like in my name's not Penguin, it's Oswald Cobblepot.
Speaking of has gotten ripped, the guy that he was on Mallrats. He was on My Name Is Earl.
Oh, Jason Lee. I believe
No, not Jason Lee, but the slobby fat guy that's always with him.
sorry, fat guy, I'm trying to think.
I can't remember what his name is. He's gotten ripped. Oh my God, he's huge. He looks like Jason Momoa now.
The slime. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Look that one up. He went on a tear.
I remember Jason. I remember Jamie Lee. I remember the black dude, and that
Yeah,
was really. I have to look that up.
he was in Butterfly Effect too. For a long time, he was typecast in that role as fat, slobby friend. I think he is definitely not that now. He's just gotten absolutely ripped.
Fat, Bobby
I
friend.
hope you're not watching this wherever you are.
Yeah, we don't mean any harm. Any harm. Um, guys, don't forget because we're about to run out of time here. Guys, don't forget to if you're watching the podcast, the
Podcast.
podcast, and the crapper. If you and if you I gotta get that out of my head now. I always think of Jim Gaffigan when he does a New York accent. Did you ever listen when he was talking about Jesus and the apostles, and
Yeah.
he said
So, Gaffigan.
he said talking about when Jesus first went to the apostles, and he was like he said, "Hey, Jesus, hear me out." He goes, "What do you think about we get a cool name like the apostles or something?" He said, "We get some leather jackets, put a bird on the back." He's like, "What do you think, Jesus?" Um, but anyway, guys, don't forget if you're watching live or if you go back and watch this period, I'll give it a few days and I'll go back. If you want one of the figures, the Falcon or the Winter Soldier, let me put it back up here. There's the Winter Soldier figure right there again, Tim. That's one of the Marvel Selects right from the Disney store. I,
Now, did you get permission from Disney to use their backdrop for that?
I did. I talked to Walt's great grandniece.
Uh,
Her name is Lola.
Ola.
Yeah, Lola Disney
Mhm.
Smith. She's married now to a guy. There's also too the Falcon pop figure there. So I'll leave this up for a few days. You can always go back and watch it again, listen to it again. If you want one of them, all you're gonna do is comment on it. If you live here locally, I encourage you to I'll come on. You can come on down to the Nitro Antique Shop here and pick that up. And if you don't live locally, we can mail it out to you. So, but be sure to come and check it out regardless. It's a fun place. I always enjoy coming here and looking at the wonderful things they have. It's not just toys, it's not just comics, it's not just action figures. It's every kind of collectible you can think of, every kind of antique that you can think of. They've got bikes and
So organized.
let me say that down. Let me slow that down.
Civil War
Civil
medal.
War wars. They've got
That's kind of something. Just on a side
you
note, I cleaned out an estate a while back. Inside of a box, unmarked box, there was a set of not a set, but there were 10 Civil War medals,
wow.
1866. That's kind of neat. So,
Yeah, I mean
stuff I find
just
sometimes.
everything that you could possibly imagine. I mean, since we're up here in the toys, we've got Legos and wrestlers and GI Joes and Transformers and comic books and T-shirts. There's records. There's
Skittle pool.
you say Skittle Pool?
Skittle
So I
pool.
don't even know what that is.
Get smart.
Oh, a Skittle Pool from let me do something here real quick. Skittle Pool from Get Smart. I don't even know what that is. I'm gonna have to Google that. Skittle Pool. And there's lots of things behind me. Look at that. Superman and Batman and E.T. and Ninja Turtles and Star Wars and Transformers and third floor comic T-shirts and everything that you can possibly imagine. That Logan mask, which I need to get that. That's pretty cool. The GI Joe Havoc tank there with the figure because I know they have the figure because we looked at it earlier. And Venom and Deadpool and all kinds of cool things. I'm gonna spin it around here, and we've got Tim there, but
It's a mess over
we got some Legos. I mean, he's got everything that you could possibly imagine here at this store, and it's up here in Nitro, wonderful town. Here at 110 21st Street, 100,000 back issues, not 40. 100,000 back issues. So, guys, don't forget if you if you're interested in the free figure because we're giving it away. We got the Winter Soldier figure. We have the Falcon figure. I believe that some of you guys are probably watching from Tim's Facebook page. So um, you can comment there as well. Just put the Falcon or the Winter Soldier, whichever one you want in your comments. We'll go back after the fact and do a random giveaway and give it to two lucky people. So um, but we'll have to do this again sometime. Yeah, we'll have to do this again. Lots of fun and sorry I was a little bit late. Traffic, one lanes, and
We used to do the Fantastic Four podcast right before COVID hit. We kind of took a break from it when COVID started. We haven't really did it again since then. So hopefully this is good.
yeah. I mean, we get this gentleman back here. He's back there working, but we'll have to get him a microphone too. You can chime in anytime you want to. Mr. Fisher. Mr. Fisher. What in Leno Me's name? What did he say, Mr. Fisher in that movie? I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah. It's been a long time. All right. So let me hit with the little outro video. I made this one myself too. Yeah, I made this myself. Are you ready for it? Here we go.